The summer paid perhaps its last visit before putting the blankets on the landscape this September day, and Forrest and Greg Stricker invited the neighbors over. Most would say this pasture walk was to teach other grazers how to manage pastures, but I know the truth. What Forrest wanted was a conversation. Forrest and Greg Stricker graze about 130 dairy cows on 180 grazable acres. They are grass only, and they milk their Jersey cross herd once a day. Their pastures are mostly a diverse mix of cool season perennials, where their grazing philosophy is to eat the best and trample the rest. They augment their perennial fields with a mix of minimum-tilled warm season annuals, including sorghum Sudan, millet, cowpea, and sun hemp, followed by triticale and red clover in the fall. He will cover his annual ground with several grazing rotations of about 1 day each, and provides new pasture by rolling up polywire after each milking. This grass-only forage-based system has resulted in soils with 6% organic matter with no lime or fertilizer applications for the past 8 years.
This farm has about 180 acres. It includes that over there. So we have some grazing across the street we do during the day. We have about 130 mature cows, and we have a fair bit of those are dry, and they graze on another farm some part of the year, part of the summer. So I'd say about 100 cows graze this 180 acres. Our pasture management, pretty much, we try to put them out year round if we can. So November 1st through about April 1st, we still would like to rotate around, feed hay on the pasture. And where they go is dictated totally by the weather. Then April 1st through November 1st, we're rotating on a basis of how old the grass is. We're generally on about a 35 to 45 day rotation. We found that the cows just perform kind of a steady state at that point. When you go down about 30 days for us, it just seems like the grass isn't ready. They overgraze portions, they aren't satisfied with it. I think though at the upper end, 45 days, it just seems like there's too much NDF, and they just don't milk as well. It's just not pushing the milk that it should at that stage. So it's kind of in that 40 days is a sweet spot for us.
Yeah, there's times, especially in the summer, and if we're around not making hay, we'll move them multiple times during the day. We'll take a paddock and maybe break it up in four sections, and then put them out by 10 o'clock, we'll move them again, by 12 o'clock move them again, maybe by 2 o'clock move them again.
Really, it's a few minutes time to do it, but its returns are just huge.
Greg was giving them strips of maybe 75 feet wide, Greg, and they just went to one end, and then they turn around and they go to the other end. And then you could see that, and then they'll trample some, and that's fine, that feeds the soil life. They don't need it. And that has been my mentality. My pastures always had to look like a hayfield, and that's just totally wrong. You know, you need to leave a bunch, at least half of it there. So we need to regenerate our soils. We need to put back in the soil the same thing the cows are eating.